Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be creating chocolate bar wrappers. They're personalized Sesame Street theme. Let's go ahead and start. On Design Space, you go to your left hand side, click on Images. I'm going to go to my filter and just go ahead and click on Purchase. And I'm going to type in wrapper and select the image I'll be using. You'll see it in the bottom of the screen. Insert images. Now, before we start changing colors and adding some images, let's go ahead and size it first. Click on the image, unlock, and it will be 6.2 by 7.3. And we lock it. Go to your layers panel, and I'm going to start with the actual wrapper, the bottom one. Click on that one. Go in between line type and fill, that purple box, which identifies the image you just clicked on. And let's change it to blue. Next, go back to your layers panel and so on, and change it to the color of preference. Follow the same technique for the rest of the cutouts. Okay, now we have that. Let's go ahead, go to your layers panel. Let's click on ungroup and let's hide the bow. When you get to your score lines on this one, where it says gift candy wrapper regular, what we're going to do is I need to hide, before I hide my score lines, no, I'm not going to hide that one. Let's go ahead and bring in a shape, a square, and we're going to place it right on top of here. We're going to size it. Lock it. Then we go back here to the layers panel and we're going to hide the score line. I'm hiding the score line because once I highlight the entire image, if I have the score lines there, it will not slice. Okay, it's not slicing. Let me go ahead and do it again. Okay. And highlight the entire image. Wait, I forgot to detach the score lines. I'm sorry, guys. Go back to the layers panel, unlock, detach, then you go up here to the layers panel again and hide. You can bring your gray square back to the front, go to the layers panel, click on the gray square, click on arrange, send it to the front, highlight the entire image and slice. Go back to your layers panel and you're going to delete what you won't be using. Let's get that gray panel out. I always tilt it to the side because sometimes when I try to click on it, if it's on top of another image, I will just move the wrong one. So I'll just tip it to the side and move it. Leave that. Then go back here to your wrapper, highlight the entire image. Let's click on weld because we need it back to how we had it. You can do that or you can just go ahead and duplicate your image, whichever you prefer. Let's go back, bring in our score lines, arrange, move it to the front, and be careful not to move your wrapper because then your score lines won't match, won't align. Highlight entire image, let's attach those score lines, and then you can move. Now this one, I wonder, it's tilted because I tilted it. Okay. Let's go ahead and arrange it to the front. Okay, there you go. This is what I need. Now, let's go ahead and bring in, oh, I moved, you see, I moved my wrapper. Now I want to bring in my bow, and it's all over the place. Let's go ahead and arrange, send it to the front. Go to the actual wrapper, let's send it to the back. Okay. And let's position it back how it was. I'm going to highlight entire image, go to your layers panel and group it. That way you can move it all around your canvas. Let's work with this one. Now for this one, I want a polka dot background. Click on the image, go to no fill, which is in between, right next to line type, that gray box. Click on print. Click on the gray box, which identifies the image you clicked on. Click on color pattern and get your color. Get your pattern of preference. And I want this one, the polka dot. Click on it and it'll fill your shape. Okay, with that done, let's go ahead and bring in, I forgot my characters. Okay, go back to images and let's click on, let's type in Sesame Street and let's type in sign. And let's type in balloons because I want to bring in some balloons. And enter. Okay, here's the Sesame Street. Here are the balloons I want. Just start clicking on the images you'll be using. Once you have all your images, you'll see them on the bottom of the screen. Insert images. Once you have your sign, you go into your layers panel, we ungroup. Then we're going to go ahead and click on the eye to bring in all these images right here. I don't need the black one, so let's go ahead and delete it. I do need that gray one. Go between your line type and fill so we can change the color. Now, I don't need that black one, the green one. Then I'm going to duplicate the green, change the color to white. I don't need this white one. And let's go ahead and type. Go to your left-hand side, click on text, and I'm going to type in 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to type in Urban Street, enter, so we can bring it in right here. I'm going to have to do it separate so we won't be, okay, let's do that separate. I just double clicked on the wording and I deleted what I didn't need. Okay, click on the word and I'm gonna use this same font. If you would like to change your font, just click on the drop down and choose your font. I like that one. But I want. Okay, I'm gonna use this one. And I'm gonna change the color to white. Click on the image. And let's change it to white. Next. You know what? I don't need this one. I was going to do something else, guys, but I don't need that one. Click on text, and now we're going to type in the name. And let's go ahead and place it here. Go between line type and fill. Click on your image. Go in between line type and fill. Change it to white. See, I always do that. Okay, let's do this right here. Let's put this one back where it goes. Highlight entire image, attach, not attach, sorry guys, it was flattened. Let's undo. Okay, highlight entire image, flatten. Take your second part of the sign, click on it, arrange, send it to the front, and let's arrange it on top. Once you arrange it on top, I'm going to go back and unflatten. Because the name is way too big. So I'm going to unflatten. Let me go ahead, go to your layers panel, click on blank canvas, go up here to this banner, click on where it says color, and let's change our canvas, the color of the canvas. Let's go ahead and do, okay. No, because let's do yellow. Okay, this one looks better. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and bring this out, and then let's bring in the yellow part. Arrange, send it to the front. Arrange it like that. Take your number. I'm going to have to move it from where it is. Okay. Okay, take your number. And let's go ahead and size it. It's so difficult when you have so many layers to move it around, but we got it. Okay, let's take Irvin Street and let's size it, bring it in a little bit, lock it, highlight entire image, flatten. Now the size of the sign is 1.3 by 0.6. And lock it. Now, let's go ahead and start placing our characters. Now, let's take the characters, go to your layers panel, unlock, unhide, highlight entire image, and flatten. We're going to do this with all the characters. Okay, once you do that, let's go ahead and start placing them on this tab, on this side right here. However you prefer. If you don't want the gray line, you can just go back to your layers panel and you can always change the color to whatever color of your preference. And the Irvin sign, let's bring it in. A little bit larger right here. Okay, lock it. Let's get the balloons, just size them. I don't have a specific size for the balloons. I just went ahead and sized it just like this and placed them right here. And get your Elmo. Let's resize and place him on here. Once you do that, highlight, oh wait, my Oscar is a little bit out. Once you do that, highlight the entire image and flatten. If you notice right here on your right hand side, on your layers panel, you saw all those cutouts going down your layers panel. Now it's just one. Okay, and this, of course, will go right here. This is a print and cut, and this will be a cut. Go to your layers panel. Flattened, which is this one. It's a print and cut, and then the rest, which is the actual wrapper, are cuts. Meaning you will stick your colored cardstock onto your mat, load it to your machine, and it will cut all these pieces. Versus this one, you will print on your printer, then stick it on your mat, then load it to your machine, then your machine will cut it. Before you click on make it, click on this drop down box and choose the machine you'll be using. Once you do that, click on make. Let's go over the paper. For the print and cut, well, both. For all my images, for all these cuts, I'll use 65-pound cardstock. This is white 65-pound cardstock, and the rest is 65-pound colored cardstock. We need several of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on 3. Let's see how many fit on my 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I don't know what's wrong with Design Space today. Okay, we can fit 3. Now, for the blue one, I use 8.5 by 11. I click on the image and let's change it'll change it automatically, the size. You can only fit 1. If you leave it a 12 by 12, you can probably, no, you won't be able to fit 2. So I'll just, to save cardstock, I'll just go ahead and do 8.5 by 11 for all these. For the red one, 8.5 by 11, of course, to save cardstock. Once you do the 8.5 by 11, Cricut does not recognize or does not that this bow will fit on this mat. So I'm gonna go manually, click on the mat, click on the image, click on the 3 little dots, move to another mat. And let's wait. Click on where you want to.
Mommy,
okay, give me 1 minute. Sorry about that. Okay, let's click on the mat where you want to change it to. Click confirm, and we're just gonna go ahead and move it right here to the side. You can probably fit another one, maybe backwards here or down here. Once you do that, you go ahead and click on continue. Till we wait for that, let's go ahead, click on the first one, send to printer. Okay, right here you select the printer that you'll be using. You select your copies. If you're making 10, 12, you can select it here. Click on print. Once that prints, you stick it onto your mat, load it to your machine, select your material. If you're using cardstock, of course, you adjust your dial to cardstock. Once that cuts, unload, take your colored cardstock, again, follow the same technique. Stick it onto your mat, load it to your machine, adjust your dial. Let's say you're using vinyl, well then you adjust it to vinyl. Next one, follow the same technique. Once you do that, once you have all your cutouts, I'll see you back at the table. I forgot the part for the wrapper. This is a wrapper to cover your Hershey bar. So I'm just going to add this small part to the video, to the tutorial. So when you go to your print section, you won't see the wrapper, but just follow the same technique as if you're printing or cutting any image. So let's go ahead, not images, I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and go to shapes. Let's grab a square. Let's size the square, which will be 6.75 by 7, and we lock it. And then we're gonna go ahead and in between line type and fill, you see that gray box? That's a gray box, the color that identifies the shape or the image that you just clicked on. Let's go ahead right next to it. It says no fill. We click on print. Click on that gray box again, which identifies your image that you just clicked on. And then we're going to go ahead and click on this drop down box, click on pattern, and you select the pattern. I'm going to go to filter, and I'm using this rainbow in my patterns, and I'm choosing the circles, multi-circled one. Okay, you click on it so it can fill in your shape. Okay, and that's it. Once you have that, we're going to click on make it and just follow the same technique like I was explaining before. Now, you will see your registration mark around your print and cuts. It is necessary for you to have that registration mark, because that's when your machine recognizes what are we cutting. Okay, now let's go back to the tutorial, or I'll see you back at the table so we can start assembling. Now that we're back at the table, I have here the chocolate bar wrapper. I don't cut it on the machine because it's just a square, and I can do that with my paper trimmer. Let's set it aside. We have the cutout, the actual wrapper, and these are the little pieces that go on the bow. Okay. This is the print and cut with all the characters. And you have your Hershey bar, double-sided tape, and I have my glue gun. Let me speak about the glue gun, because I see everyone is asking. They message me about my glue gun. What it is, I bought this like maybe a year and a half ago on Amazon, and when I went back to add the link to the description of the videos where I use my glue gun, it's no longer available on Amazon. Don't know, it doesn't say it's out of stock, it's just say currently unavailable. But maybe you can find it, you can Google it, Black & Decker cordless glue gun. And I use the Gorilla glue sticks with it. So hopefully you can find it somewhere else. Okay, let's go ahead and start. Let's go ahead first and cut our wrapper. Okay, here's our wrapper, and then we're going to add double-sided tape on each side. The double-sided tape, I found it on, it's really good. I found it on AliExpress. The store is Alina Crafts. It's a really good tape. It's good for these type of 65-pound cardstock. It holds pretty good. Now let's go ahead and grab our wrapper. Tool. I'm just going to cut the little bit of tape that overlapped on this side. Remove the backing. And let's go ahead and assemble. Now, go ahead and start first with the sides. Remember, this is 28-pound copy paper. It's a little bit thicker than the regular copy paper. What it is, I couldn't find a foil paper that had this type of design. Fold it. It's pretty difficult, this type of paper, any type of cardstock, to fold a wrapper because of the thickness. Okay, that should be good. And we got it. We got it down. There you go. Set it aside. Now let's go ahead and I like first to glue on the small pieces. I have here art glitter glue, which also you can find on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description. Just let's glue it down. Generous amount of glue on the side. Next, grab the bow and just measure first before gluing on, because it has different sides. grab my handy dandy tool. And again, this part is also before you place the glue on. Just go ahead and do this. Next, you take the blue part and just measure it first, and then glue down. Fold your score lines, well, before you glue on your pieces. I'm sorry, guys. Once you fold them, you go ahead and fold this one flat on your table. Grab your glue gun. Smooth it down while it's hot so it won't create lumps. And then you go ahead and run it like this. And there's your box. Now, grab your chocolate bar, slide it in. And there's your wrapper. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. And as usual, happy crafting.